According to a study from the American Urological Association, up to 6 out of 10 men over the age of 60 often wake up during the night due to the need to use the restroom. You may have experienced that feeling too. When everyone in the house is sound asleep, while you quietly make your way through the darkness, your eyes feeling tired and your heart growing heavier. Long nights of disrupted sleep not only make the body feel weary, but also affect energy levels, hormonal balance, and the overall health of the prostate. Sometimes we believe it is just a natural part of aging. But the truth is that the body is always listening when we know how to care for it properly. Today, I would like to share with you a very simple habit. By choosing the right fruits each day, you can support your urinary system, balance hormones, and help your sleep become more complete. If you are over 60 years old, please watch this entire video. It may change the way you take care of your health every day. Which country are you watching this video from? Please leave a comment below. When you reach the age of 60, you may have wondered why you often wake up during the night. It is not because of hunger or any noise, but simply due to a very familiar need, using the restroom. At first, it might only happen once. Gradually, it turns into 2 or 3 times, causing your sleep to be interrupted and leaving you feeling tired in the morning, as if something is missing deep inside. Many people believe this is an inevitable part of aging. However, in reality, science has shown that the cause is not only related to age, but is closely linked to changes in the urinary system, male vitality, and hormonal balance. As aging hormones begin to slow down, according to the National Institute on Aging, after the age of 60, the kidney and bladder functions in men begin to slow down at night. Normally, the body automatically reduces the amount of urine produced during the night to ensure deeper sleep. But when testosterone and other hormones decline, this mechanism no longer operates as smoothly as before. At that point, the bladder becomes more sensitive. It only needs to accumulate about 150 milliliters of urine, equivalent to half a glass of water, to urgently send signals to the brain, waking a man up in the middle of the night. Beyond that, the prostate, which plays an important role in regulating male physiology, also tends to enlarge slightly with age. When the prostate enlarges, it puts pressure on the bladder and urethra, making the urge to urinate appear more frequently, even though the bladder is not truly full. This not only affects sleep, but also leads to a series of other impacts. Hormonal balance is disrupted, vitality decreases, mood becomes heavier, and it even increases the risk of losing balance or falling during the night due to frequent trips to the restroom. Mr. Michael, 65 years old, from Boston, once shared his story. After just a few months of waking up 2 or 3 times each night, he began to feel his body becoming noticeably weaker. In the morning, he no longer had the energy to tend to his garden as he used to. What seems like a small problem, if not addressed properly, will gradually become a silent burden. Yet, there is something that not everyone realizes. The very foods we put into our bodies each day, especially after dinner, directly affect this condition. Fruits that seem healthy, such as oranges, pineapples, or grapes, if eaten at the wrong time or in unsuitable amounts, can increase the acidity of urine, stimulate the bladder, and make the urge to urinate more frequent during the night. On the other hand, there are also other types of fruits. When chosen and used properly, they become excellent companions in supporting urinary function, balancing hormones, and preserving vitality as we age. That is precisely why. Right after this, I will share with you a list of 5 types of fruits you should eat every day to support male vitality and reduce nighttime urination, along with 5 types that should be limited to keep your sleep complete. In the journey of caring for male vitality and urinary health after the age of 60, there are secrets that do not lie in any prescription or clinic, but come from the very familiar fruits around us. Modern science combined with traditional knowledge both confirm that as long as you choose the right fruits and eat them at the right time, men can fully support prostate function, balance hormones, and maintain natural, flexible vitality. Now, I would like to invite you to listen to the story about those 5 special types of fruits, shared through real-life experiences and based on solid scientific foundations. The first fruit you should eat is banana. When people think of bananas, perhaps the most familiar image in many minds is that of ripe yellow banana bunches hanging in the corner of the kitchen, spreading their sweet aroma. However, the few realize that bananas are also a silent companion in effectively supporting urinary health as we age. According to research from the American Urological Association, bananas contain a large amount of potassium, a mineral that helps relax the smooth muscles surrounding the bladder. This in turn reduces the feeling of pressure and limits the urgency signals sent to the brain. The potassium in bananas helps soothe the bladder and supports male vitality in older age. Mr. William, 68 years old, from Florida, once shared that in the past, he had to wake up 3 times every night due to the need to use the restroom, which left him feeling tired throughout the following day. But since he started the habit of eating one perfectly ripe banana around 5 o'clock in the afternoon each day, after just 10 days, he reduced from 3 times to only once per night. His sleep became deeper, and in the morning, he felt energetic and clear-minded, just like in his younger days. The most important thing when choosing bananas is to select ones that are perfectly ripe, soft but not overripe, and eat them at room temperature. It is best to avoid keeping bananas too cold in the refrigerator or combining them with foods that easily cause stomach chills. 1 banana each afternoon helps reduce nighttime urination and maintains vitality as we age. The second fruit you should eat is papaya. Papaya is not only a familiar dessert, but also a precious gift from nature for the digestive system and urinary health. According to experts from Harvard Medical School, ripe papaya contains the enzyme papain, which helps support gentle digestion and reduces pressure on the bladder at night after the age of 60. Digestive function often slows down, causing food to take longer to digest, leading to bloating. This creates additional pressure on the bladder. Ripe papaya helps ease digestive pressure and supports male hormonal balance in older age. Mr. James, 71 years old, from California, once experienced this situation when he often ate hamburgers in the evening. His stomach felt bloated, and he had to wake up several times during the night. But since he replaced that habit with a warm slice of ripe papaya, cutting just the right amount of about 150 grams after his main meal, he has been able to sleep through the night without turning over or waking up. When eating papaya, it is best to choose fruit that is perfectly ripe. Eat it at room temperature and avoid keeping it cold or combining it with other chilled drinks. 1 slice of papaya in the evening helps lighten the stomach, makes it easier to sleep, and stabilizes aging hormones. The third fruit you should eat is pear with its naturally sweet and cooling flavor. Pear not only quenches thirst, but also helps regulate digestion and reduce the risk of constipation. According to the National Institute on Aging, after the age of 60, prolonged constipation becomes an indirect cause of increased pressure on the bladder. This, in turn, raises the urge to urinate, especially during the night. Pears contain a large amount of sorbitol and a natural sugar that gently promotes bowel movements without causing irritation. Pears help regulate digestion and reduce pressure on the prostate as we age. Mrs. Evelyn, 82 years old, from New York, once shared that thanks to the habit of eating one pear at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon each day, not only did her sleep improve, but her skin also became smoother and more radiant thanks to the body being regularly cleansed. When eating pears, it is best to keep the skin on to make full use of the abundant fiber. Wash them thoroughly and chew slowly to allow the nutrients to gradually absorb into the body. One pear in the afternoon helps keep digestion smooth and reduces nighttime urges to urinate. The fourth fruit you should eat is watermelon. With its refreshing red color, watermelon contains lycopene, a natural anti-inflammatory compound that helps reduce bladder irritation and is especially beneficial for the prostate. According to the Journal of Urology, the lycopene in watermelon has the ability to reduce bladder inflammation and support male vitality in older age. However, because watermelon contains up to 90% water, eating it in the evening can easily lead to nighttime urination. Therefore, experts recommend eating watermelon before 2 o'clock in the afternoon to give the body enough time to process the excess water. Mr. Robert, 72 years old, from Texas, once had the habit of eating watermelon after dinner, but after adjusting to eating it at lunchtime, he clearly noticed the difference. His stomach felt lighter, his sleep became deeper, and his mind felt more relaxed. Watermelon helps reduce bladder inflammation if eaten at the right time of day. When eating watermelon, it is best to keep it at room temperature and avoid combining it with milk or other cold foods to prevent stomach chills and negative effects on the digestive system. The fifth fruit you should eat is guava. Guava is a very familiar fruit, yet it contains vitamin C in an alkaline form, which does not irritate the bladder like other sour fruits. In addition, guava contains powerful antioxidants that help protect prostate cells from the natural aging process. Guava helps protect the prostate and reduces bladder irritation as we age. Mr. Charles, 69 years old, from Illinois, once shared that since he maintained the habit of eating one guava at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he felt more confident attending family gatherings in the evening because he no longer had to stand up in the middle of a conversation to use the restroom. When eating guava, it is best to choose fruit that is perfectly ripe, not too soft. Keep the skin on to make full use of the fiber and nutrients. And avoid combining it with salt or chili to protect the digestive system. One guava each day helps keep the prostate healthy, reduces nighttime urination, and maintains natural vitality as we age. With just those 5 familiar types of fruits, when chosen and used properly, men after the age of 60 can fully take charge of supporting male vitality, hormonal balance, and urinary health in a safe and natural way without needing complicated methods. Good health in later years does not depend on distant things. It begins with very simple daily choices. Just one banana, a slice of papaya, or a pear at the right time already sends the correct care signal to your body. Your vitality will gradually recover and your mood will become lighter and fresher like the first days of spring. Alongside fruits that bring benefits to urinary health and male vitality as we age, there are also certain types of fruits that, while familiar and seemingly healthy, can unintentionally become silent causes of disrupted sleep, reduced vitality, hormonal imbalance, and negative effects on prostate health if consumed at the wrong time or too frequently. Modern science and experts from the National Institute on Aging both confirm that understanding and adjusting eating habits, especially regarding fruits that are high in acid or water content in the evening, is the first step in significantly improving quality of life after the age of 60. Below are 5 common types of fruits that you should consider limiting in the late afternoon and evening if you want to maintain complete sleep and lasting male vitality. The first fruit you should avoid is orange, lemon, mandarin, and other citrus fruits. Although rich in vitamin C, oranges and other citrus fruits contain a large amount of citric acid. When this enters the body, it increases the acidity of urine, which in turn stimulates a sensitive bladder after the age of 60. According to research from the American Urological Association, after the age of 60, just 150 milliliters of urine is enough for the bladder to send an urgency signal to the brain, especially when the urine is highly acidic. Mr. Patrick, 70 years old, living in Michigan, once had the habit of drinking orange juice after dinner to support digestion, but did not understand why. He often woke up 2 or 3 times each night. After adjusting his routine, drinking orange juice only at lunchtime and replacing it with warm water in the evening, he clearly felt that his sleep became deeper. It is best to avoid eating oranges or mandarins after 5 o'clock in the afternoon to keep the bladder relaxed and the prostate stable. The second fruit you should avoid is pineapple. Pineapple contains the enzyme bromelain, which helps support digestion, but at the same time, it increases bowel activity. This creates pressure on the bladder when the digestive system naturally slows down at night. According to experts from Harvard Medical School, eating pineapple after dinner can stimulate unnecessary bowel and bladder activity, leading to the feeling of needing to use the restroom multiple times even when the bladder is not full. Mrs. Linda, 68 years old, from New Jersey, once ate a few slices of pineapple after dinner, hoping to reduce constipation, but experienced restless sleep and morning fatigue since she switched to eating papaya in the evening. Her sleep has become more continuous and comfortable. Pineapple should be eaten in the morning or at lunchtime to avoid affecting the urinary system at night. The third fruit you should avoid is grape. Although grapes are rich in antioxidants, they also contain a high amount of natural sugar and grape skin that is difficult to digest, especially for people over the age of 60 when digestive function has slowed down. Eating grapes in the evening easily causes fermentation in the intestines, leading to bloating, pressure on the bladder, and an increased urge to urinate during the night. According to the National Institute on Aging, grapes also contain a fairly high amount of water. If consumed in large amounts late in the evening, they can cause the bladder to fill up more quickly. Mr. David, 67 years old, from Chicago, once shared that after giving up the habit of eating grapes after dinner and replacing it with a cup of warm Tulsi tea, he noticeably reduced the number of times he woke up during the night. Grapes should be eaten in the morning or at lunchtime, in moderation, to avoid putting pressure on the urinary system. As we age, the fourth fruit you should avoid is mixed juice from orange, lemon, kiwi, or other sour fruits mixed juice may seem like a good way to add vitamins and cool the body, but in reality, it can cause harm if consumed after dinner. According to experts from the Journal of Urology, taking in a large amount of acid from mixed juice in the evening increases the acidity of urine, stimulates the bladder, and makes sleep more restless. Mr. Thomas and Mrs. Mary, both 72 years old, living in Los Angeles, once had the habit of drinking mixed juice every evening. But after replacing it with warm water, lightly mixed with honey, both noticed a clear improvement in their sleep within just 1 week. Mixed juice should only be consumed in the morning and completely avoided after 5 o'clock in the afternoon if you want to maintain deep and consistent sleep. The fifth fruit you should avoid is raw tomato. Although tomatoes are widely used in American cuisine, eating raw tomatoes in the evening especially in salads, can have unwanted effects. Raw tomatoes contain oxalic acid, a substance that crystallizes into small particles in urine, irritating the bladder wall. According to the National Institutes of Health, this condition causes people over 60 years old to feel the urge to urinate continuously, even when the amount of urine is not much. Mrs. Susan, 74 years old, from Seattle, once ate tomato salad every evening, but after switching to lightly boiled vegetables, she was able to sleep more deeply without feeling restless during the night. Tomatoes should be cooked and eaten before the afternoon. And raw tomatoes should be avoided after 4 o'clock in the afternoon to protect the prostate and bladder as we age. In this way, those 5 familiar types of fruits, if not used properly, can silently affect the urinary system, hormonal balance, and male vitality as we grow older. Male health does not only come from complicated treatments, but begins with simple things like choosing the right fruits, eating them at the right time, and listening to your body each day. Even a small adjustment can make a big difference for your sleep, mood, and overall health. Through today's story, we have completed the journey of learning about 5 types of fruits you should eat and 5 types you should limit in order to care for male health after the age of 60 in a natural, gentle, yet effective way, without needing complicated or costly solutions, simply by choosing the right fruits at the right time. You can support your urinary system, maintain hormonal balance, and preserve long-lasting vitality as you age. If every afternoon, instead of slices of orange or pineapple, you choose a banana, a piece of papaya, or a pear, your body will receive the proper care signal. From there, the bladder will function more steadily. The prostate will remain healthier, and your sleep each night will become deeper and more peaceful. As advised by the National Institute on Aging, good health in later years begins with the smallest daily habits, just like the stories of Mr. William, Mrs. Evelyn, or Mr. Charles in this video. Each of them personally felt the difference after just a few days of adjusting such simple eating habits. I believe that if you apply these habits starting today with consistency, you too will soon experience positive results. There is no need to wait long or rely on medications. You only need to listen to your body and choose what suits it best. If you found today's content helpful, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your family members. And now, I would like to hear your story. Which fruit are you eating from today's list? Please leave a comment below, because each of your shares is the motivation for us to continue creating more useful content for the senior community here.